the biggest racing event on the planet. F1 is viewed by more than 1.9 billion people across the globe. This 3-day event is like a fiesta to all the motorheads where they witness crazy races, the world's most skilled drivers, great rivalries, and top automobile manufacturers competing with each other to be the best. It all started in 1900. The rich community started racing with their fancy rides from town to town across Europe called Grand Prix. Then World War II happened, eventually which led to the halting of the races. Once the war was over, people started racing again. In 1947, the Fédération Internationale des Automobiles (FIA) was founded. FIA started creating a number of races. The top tier amongst these races was called Formula A, which was centered amongst Grand Prix style racing, later being called as Formula One. Formula One is run by one of the world's greatest salesmen, Bernie Ecclestone, who started off selling second-hand motorbikes and motorcars from his garage. By 1987, Bernie became the vice president of FIA. Bernie's entrepreneurial genius has enticed the world's most powerful companies onto his merry-go-round of money, publicity, and cutting-edge technology. Eventually, F1 gained a lot of traction with time. This led to new automobile manufacturing companies coming in. Later on, F1 allowed sponsoring where parts of the car were auctioned for sponsoring companies, which helps them to earn revenue. Let us look at some of the sketchiest sponsors in F1 history. Rich Energy became the title sponsor of the Haas team. Rich Energy originally appeared in a bid to buy A-Link Force India team but lost to Lawrence Stroll in the process. In the 1999 season, the Arrows team were in desperate need of a sponsor, and this is where Prince Malik Adu Ibrahim offered them $125 million to be a sponsor. He never missed an opportunity to promote his brand T-. So what is T-? It was supposed to be an energy drink, a motorcycle brand, a bicycle brand. It was supposed to be a lot of things, but it never ended up being much of anything at all. Ferrari's latest sponsor, Mission Vino. It is pretty much a shell company for Philip Morris International (PMI), who also owns Marlboro cigarettes. Philip Morris has been in F1 for decades. So why Mission Vino and not Marlboro? This is because in 2006, FIA banned tobacco sponsorship in F1. But since Mission Vino is not pushing any tobacco products at all, they are allowed to be a sponsor despite being owned by a tobacco company. You might remember the barcode logo in Ferrari car. At standstill, it seemed like nothing more than vertical lines, but at high speed, these barcodes resemble the Marlboro chevron. Historic teams such as Ferrari, Williams, and McLaren have been the same team. Red Bull Racing from 1997 to 1999 was known as Stewards, and from 2000 to 2004 were known as Jaguar. And in the end of 2000, it was sold to Red Bull. Red Bull also bought another team, Team Minardi, and named it as Toro Rosso. Sauber entered in 1993 until 2006 when BMW Sauber was born. BMW withdrew from F1 at the end of 2010 and Sauber has continued as F1 to this day. Mercedes joined F1 in 1954 and dominated the sport for 2 years with Manuel Fangio. They started as Tyrrell. Tyrrell became Bar in 1999. Then Honda took over in 2006 as it was supplying the works engine to the team. Shockingly, they withdrew from the sport in December 2009, and Ross Brawn purchased the team for just £1 and named it as Brawn GP. However, Mercedes-Benz took over in November 2010 and became Mercedes GP. With the introduction of new manufacturers and sponsors, the teams were competing with each other, recruiting drivers who were fearless, highly skilled, and had the urge to win. These drivers were so passionate about the race that they did not care about their own safety. Driving without seatbelts and helmets, their only goal was to win. Fernando Alonso and Sebastian Vettel, the two began their battle in 2010 when Alonso began his quest to win a championship with Ferrari. Both Vettel and Alonso would push each other's talents and abilities to test. Alonso would lose 4 titles to Vettel predominantly because of his bad luck. 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher and Mika Häkkinen's clash was a fascinating one to watch, as two identical minds were put against each other in legendary title fights in 1998 and 2000 and brought the best out of each other. Niki Lauda, James Hunt. Both are incredibly different personalities. Hunt was the charismatic playboy of Formula One. He knew how to drive a car fast, and Lauda was a ruthless intellectual machine, 100% focused on racing and winning the title. They even made a movie called Rush on this rivalry. And now, in the modern era, we saw two insane racers who showed the caliber of breaking the record of Michael Schumacher, with Vettel winning 4 world championships, and whereas Lewis is edging closer with winning 7 world championships. We cannot sum up everything in just one video, so stay tuned for next week's video, where we're gonna talk about F1's digital strategies and more.